A Slice of the Community is made possible by the support of the First Horizon Foundation. Hello and welcome to another episode of Slice of the Community. I'm your host, Jerome Moore, and today we're live in the studio joined by audience with the 100 Kings of the 100 Black Men of Middle Tennessee. Now on stage, I'm joined by program manager Jaleesa Maxwell and sixth grader Richard Garvin III. The third is important. We talked about that third. How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good?
Great.
Jaleesa, how you doing?
Yes, doing great. Happy to be here.
I'm doing good. So Richard told me backstage, I was like, what you getting into? I'm like, who your favorite, basketball player? He's like, nah, I don't do sports. I was like, all right, well, what you do? I said, man, I do acting. I said, oh, okay. I said, who your favorite actor? He said, who'd you tell me?
Denzel
Washington.
Ooh, come on, Richard.
Then I asked you, what's your favorite movie? What did you say?
Gladiator.
Gladiator, the second one. I said, you seen the first one? What you said?
No.
You gotta see the second one, but see the first one, right? But thank you both, and just thank all of the 100 Kings and the program for being here. This is amazing. This is our first episode to where we have our youth to join us live and just be a part of the series. So this is a big deal. I'm excited about this.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. You a little nervous?
Yes.
That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. But I'm getting some of these questions, getting into this interview, all right? And if you get a little nervous, that's okay. Jaleesa can just answer the questions for you. That's cool? Put her on the hot seat. You can tell me all her deep, darkest secrets and everything, too, okay? All right. But now, I appreciate you, Richard. One, just thank you for being brave to be a part of this, right? Because everybody can't do this, whether you're a young adult or you're an adult, right? And so thank you for being here. But there's a lot going on in the world today when we're talking about youth in general, right? Especially young Black men. And so I'm just curious, when you think about the community, when you think about the world, what would you want to see change, or what would you make different?
I would want to see less violence.
Less violence. What do you mean by less violence?
Just like, less things that kids don't need to experience, like school shootings and stuff like that.
How does that, when you hear about school shootings, or some students your age have just recently been a part of a school shooting in Antioch High School right here, right, in Nashville, Tennessee. How do you wrestle with that? How do you unpack that as a sixth grader?
I usually talk about it with my parents and try to stay calm.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think that's good advice we all can take. Just staying calm, and again, I think being a young person, right, Jaleesa, in this time and age is a little different, So I'm curious, how do you support the young men when they're going through situations like this, whether they experience it directly or indirectly?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is creating a safe space for students so that they can express those feelings,
right,
express their confusion, express their anger, because all of those emotions are natural emotions that they have to learn to process. And so I think we as adults, the best thing we can do is provide and keep giving them communities to be a part of, places and people to connect to, so that they feel safe and that they can actually process and stay calm.
Yeah. So when you think about the future and what you want to achieve, what does that look like?
I want to be on Broadway.
You want to be on Broadway?
Come on.
Oh, okay. So you said Denzel is your favorite actor. You had told me that, right? So are you trying to accomplish, of course, to be on that tier of acting better? You want to do Broadway? You want to do movies? You want to do both?
Both.
Both. Okay. What's your ideal role as an actor?
Action, comedy.
You can play me. I think I need my own movie. You know what I'm saying? We kind of, we got similarities.
Just like comedy shows.
Comedy shows. Okay. You pretty funny?
Tell us a joke.
Put you on the spot. Tell a joke.
Tell a joke.
Right?
No. All right, fine.
You don't think so? But you can play comedy. If I gave you a script, you can make it happen. Okay.
No problem.
No problem. What is one of the favorite things you enjoy about being a part of the 100 Kings program?
Just always feeling like I belong, and it's just really fun, and glad I have this experience.
All right, well look, let's give it up for this young man right here. Richard, appreciate you, man.
Good job, Richard.
And now we bring it to the stage. What's up, brother? What's up? You know what I'm saying? You a little bigger, you look tall. Man, he definitely told me, yeah, I do sports for sure. But we have Tyson Jones, 10th grader.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being a part of this, also being brave.
Thank you for having me.
No, you know, so yeah. It look like you might dunk on me on stage or something. I don't know.
Show him what you got.
But no, man, I appreciate you. And did you want to piggyback off of anything that you heard Richard say before I get into talking with you?
No, not really. I think he really covered it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, man. So let's talk about you and your impact and kind of where you see yourself contributing to community. You know, as a 10th grader, you know, you in high school. You know, what does that look like for you?
Contributing to the community, I go out. I'm in another organization called Jack and Jill.
Okay.
We go out for street cleanups. We do a lot of community service with Ronald McDonald House, stuff like that.
Okay. What has been the biggest impact of being a part of programs like that?
I think just like getting to see the community and the people come together to help other people in need.
Okay. Is it something you learned about yourself?
Yeah, that I really like to help people out. Like I like seeing the smile on their face afterwards.
Okay. Is that something you see yourself doing as professionally?
Yeah.
Like, so what does that look like? What
I want to be a dentist
Oh,
or something
okay.
in the dental field.
All right.
Putting smiles on.
Putting for real, putting smiles on people's face. So you got a dental school in mind?
No, but I'm looking at programs to get into.
Okay. You know we got a pretty amazing program right here at home. You know what that program is, right?
I think so, yeah.
What is it? I'm gonna test you right now.
Is it Mahari?
Oh yeah, of course.
And you remember they actually came out and did a dental program for our students this summer.
Oh wow.
Or
Did you
last
get the?
No, I had missed that one.
Tyson.
I think I missed that day.
It's all right.
You know, Tyson. Part of life is just showing up, man. Just being there. You gotta be there, man. So this is the most important question I'm probably gonna give all night. Okay.
All right.
You know, what is your favorite thing about Miss Jaleesa for you? You know, or being a part of the program.
No pressure, Tyson.
I think just like the atmosphere she brings to 100 Kings. Whenever she walks into the room, everybody lights up. Hey, Miss Jaleesa. Hey, Miss Jaleesa. How y'all doing? And yeah, just like that.
Okay. Now, how does being a part of 100 Kings, you know, that family atmosphere, how does that pour back into family back at home for you?
I think it really helps bring people together, like bring me and my family together. I get to bond over them with stuff, like I talk to them in the car about what we did, or even at home with my dad, I talk about that.
Okay.
Different types of stuff that we did.
Okay. And then I know back in the green room we was talking about sports, and he was telling me how he, you know, do track and field. So my mind, I went straight to, oh, you do 400, 800? No. I do the field. Yeah. Now, what does that look like? Because you didn't break it down. What is the field? What are you doing the little thing?
Shot and disc.
Shot and disc. So you strong.
Yeah, I like to think that.
Okay.
Come on, Tyson.
All right.
Stand on business.
So that means are you snatching people up too? And
Oh, I don't know about that.
yeah, okay, all right. I just want to test you. I just want to make sure that we wouldn't have no conflicts between me and you while we was up here. We was good. We
We're
straight.
good. We're straight.
Yeah, I'll be ref.
You referee? No, we don't need no ref, because if it's a ref, that means something's happening.
You right.
You know, I don't want nothing
No
to happen,
facts.
because I think he can get me. That'll be embarrassing on TV.
It's loud.
Man, is it anything that you want to say to other 10th graders or high schoolers about the importance of being in a program like 100 Kings or just mentorship?
Yeah, I would say having somebody that guides you, like a teacher or the black men that we get to come in to guide us, teach us things that some other people might not be able to know, or like some people might not already know. They give us like guidance and stuff that we might need, or that we will need when we grow up.
How important is that guidance to have?
It's very important. Like I said, some people don't have that, so I think it's very important.
Man, Tyson, I appreciate you. Man, everybody give it up for Tyson. Man, good job, man. Next, we're bringing up Langston McKnight to the stage. Everybody welcome Langston. Now, you know, I'm trying to be a great host, so I'm backstage. You know, I'm making sure everybody got all the jitters out, right? And Langston is back there, you know, just on his phone. You know, Jaleesa's asking, you don't need no music or nothing? He was like, nah, I'm cool. And then he tells me, he's like, yeah, you know, I've been on TV before. I said, oh. He said, I didn't speak, but I was on there. I said, all right, never mind. Never mind. We here. Man, how you doing, Langston?
I'm doing good. How are you doing
I'm
today?
doing good, man. How you feeling? You
You
looking dapper, man, like the shoe. What size shoes you wear? You looking clean. I didn't tell you that, but I told you, you looking clean, though, with the socks and everything. Pan in on the socks.
Come on, do a little feet dance. Do a little feet dance. There you go.
Man, is there anything that you heard that you would like to, you know, piggyback off of from Richard or from Tyson?
Maybe anything that I would piggyback off of.
See,
would
you
be-
said you see. See, it's a difference talking and just being on TV. See, I try to tell you. You was like, nah, I'm cool, and the lights hit you is different. But nah.
Yeah, the main thing I'd say to piggyback off of though would be of how Tyson said that it's always like it's basically always good to have always to have a mentor in your life, because for me I didn't always have I have always had a mentor, but I never viewed it viewed them as a mentor, because I always felt like that I couldn't be nearly as vulnerable with them.
Yeah.
And so certain things like that would lead to me ending up being more quiet, or not, like I said, not seeing them as a mentor to me. So yeah.
I think what's good about mentors is they can help you overcome maybe some challenges and even have conversations maybe with them that you maybe sometimes can't have with your parents or with your guardians. And so as a young man today, you know, what are some challenges that you believe like being a part of maybe 100 Kings or just having a mentor allow you to navigate and work through?
Honestly, I mean, the biggest help that I had from a mentor was really within my academics, because my academics were honestly one of the biggest struggles I've had throughout my high school career. And with that, it honestly, when I ended up getting an actual mentor and then also getting into the 100 Kings program, it helped me out both in terms of actually being able to understand the curricula that I'm learning, and then on top of that, it also even helped me with like things with the ACT, for instance.
Yeah, man, academics is a big part of the 100 Kings program. Academically, how have you been able to grow being a part of a 100 Kings program?
Well, with that, I'm gonna be a little bit more vulnerable on this, but in my 9th and 10th grade years, I had a very terrible GPA, like around like maybe a 2.3, 2.4 maybe.
Yeah, you're not alone.
But last year, well, as in last year, like 11th grade, I turned that around and got a 3.0 GPA. And then as of last semester of my 12th grade year, I upped that and even surpassed my own expectations, because I was expecting myself to get around 3.2 or 3.4.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a 3.6 unweighted and a 3.8 weighted GPAs.
Congratulations, man. What motivates that excellence? You know, what kept you going? What kept you pushing?
Honestly, when I finally got what I wanted in terms of goals, like when I finally got my goals set straight into a straight path of where I want to be, I realized that I'm gonna have to work a lot harder and put in the effort, because that's the only way I'm gonna make it to what I want to do.
Yeah. Sure. Man, what does it mean to be a black man to you today? If you had to describe your own definition, it can be whatever you believe that is.
Honestly?
Honestly. Yeah, we want honesty.
The thing I would say that would be like me being a black man today would be, and like what I'm trying to, it's kind of hard how I want to say it.
Just say it. Just let it come out, man. Yeah, just let it come.
The best way for me to explain it would be, I want to be able to surpass both stereotypes that we have as a young black man, and also be able to show not only other races, but even our own people within our own race, what we can really achieve, and what we can, and our true potential that we should really learn to tap into, and grow off of that.
I think that was a good definition. I think it was a solid definition. That was a solid definition. But let's give it up one more time for Langston. That was a good definition, man. Appreciate you. All right. Yeah. Next, we bring to the stage the executive director for 100 Black Men in Middle Tennessee, Mr. Andre Lee. You see, that's some executive director stuff. You want your own theme music. That's a black man thing. You got
Superhero black man. You know what I'm saying?
So what's that theme music we need next time?
What more can I say? I'm gonna go Jay-Z.
Okay.
Let's go.
So hold on. I want to get something clear right now. This is the South, and East Coast is cool. But so is he number one to?
And I am super old school, and I'm not gonna throw away age, but
right.
I started out with like KRS-One.
Okay.
And I just matriculated through, folks that I enjoy today, like Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. All right. So
J. Cole.
Okay. I'm finna say you just gonna leave the South out of here,
Oh,
we can end this real quick.
I'm big Outkast.
Okay. Okay.
Memphis. Stay
music
fly.
buff.
Okay.
He's a
I'm doing
music
this
buff.
all
Okay.
day.
I'm trying to get an understanding on what you're imparting on young man.
Oh yes.
But thank you for being here as well, and just thank both of you all for just being a part of an amazing program and pouring into our black youth, our black young men, that we understand that there's so many barriers that are just different. It's a different experience that they go through. And Andre, I'm gonna start with you with this question: is when you think about the 100 Kings, right? Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that make you proud when you see the young men coming in and then graduating from the program?
Yeah. So a big piece of it is them coming out of this shell, right? When we think about the pandemic, it is forced them. They've missed some years of being able to build that communication skill, build those interpersonal skills. And so when they first come in, you'll notice that they're all quiet. Yeah. You go to lunchroom, go to the cafeteria, they're all at their table. They're all sitting at the table, they're all on their phone. But then the process of them starting to get to know each other and talk to each other, and the older students talking to the young folks, so that change, that awareness of who's coming to speak to them, the leaders within the community, becomes more and more evident as they get older. Yeah. And actually taking advantage of those individuals when they come here. Yeah. That's the biggest part I get excited about, seeing their confidence grow and really self-worth grow.
Jaleesa, being a program manager, y'all actually had a visit here at Nashville PBS, which was amazing, which led to this today. Give the people here, but also at home, a kind of scope of some of the programming that you all do for the 100 Kings.
Sure. Our program is robust. When Andre came on, we worked really hard to create a curriculum that is actually an 8-year curriculum. Mm-hmm. So as students matriculate through our program, they're constantly getting financial literacy every time, and Andre calls it kind of a toolbox. Yeah. So we're adding to that toolbox constantly, but we touch on Black history, financial literacy, professionalism, what life is like in middle school, high school, college, exposure is our biggest thing. And I think that is the coolest part of the program, how much students are exposed to corporate sponsors, just field trips, even sporting events. They get to see a perspective that typically wouldn't be offered to them.
Yeah, I think we got to be at the top of the list with exposure at this point.
For sure.
Because everybody just ain't doing live television stuff.
Right.
I'm just letting you know. Let's put that at the top of the list. I want to pivot back to you, Jaleesa, as a Black woman. Yeah. What makes you proud when you see these young Black men coming in and being able to pour to them? Because we understand the dynamic of just their togetherness and their wholeness, which is just important to see. And also not only Black men pointing to Black women, but Black women pointing to Black men as well, young men especially.
Yeah. I don't take my role lightly. Mm-hmm. I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I think it's really humbling to be able to touch so many students and families. And as a Black woman, I think being able to offer them a perspective of a Black woman. I feel like a lot of the Kings, if not all of them, know me pretty well. I'm pretty playful with them, but sometimes I have to check them. Like, hey, Black women are not like that, right? Not even Black women, women in general, So being able to steer them in the right direction and just offer a different perspective from somebody that they know is safe and wants the best for them, they're a lot more willing to listen and accept that.
Andre, it's a lot going on just with our youth today, as we talked about a little bit earlier, especially with Richard. How do you all pivot and respond to those things like violence or school shootings or anything that may be happening in the world that, again, may not touch them personally, but definitely could affect them, you know, in a different way?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that we do it. I mean, the easiest one that we have is what we call King's Corner. Okay. It's something we open with every day. We take attendance, the kids do the King's Creed, and then we have King's Corner. King's Corner is like a mini TED Talk. So it means anybody in the community can come in and feed our kids information. They can either talk about their career journey, they could talk about their passions, like they like playing pickleball now or going skiing in Denver, or an issue that's happened in the community that they want to get feedback from the kids. And so that allows that flexibility every session that we have. But then we also make sure we incorporate those throughout our training, because we're year-round and multi-year for these students. And so the goal was, starting with rising fifth graders, that they have a different experience. So by the time they graduate, that exposure, access, and resources has helped them to really pull together great personal and professional goals, right? She talked about the tool bill. I always equate it to Batman. You know, every episode or comic book, Batman always seems to have the right tool for the right time, right?
You need it, you know?
And that's all we do for the kids. We want them to have the right, they may never need it. They may never face racism. They may never face, you know, some of the negative things they have. But if they do, at least they're conscious enough to be aware and know how to handle it. And that's where we come into play.
What is, and y'all can both piggyback off this answer, what does community come into play? Because I know y'all go out and visit different professional development opportunities, but you know, what if I don't have a young king, right? But I want to give back to support the 100 Black Men in Middle Tennessee, the 100 Kings program. What does that look like? Yeah.
So, you know, this is where we move into like church, time, talent, and treasure, right? We're the same thing. You know, we take everybody. Me and Jaleesa joke about this is a 1,000-piece puzzle that we try to pull together all the time. We're constantly reevaluating what we're doing, what's working, what's not working. And so bringing in the community, one, lets the students know that there's a lot of people that care about them. It may not look like them, right? You know, so that, and so when we talk about exposure, so exposure expands, right? So, but having the volunteers come in is critically important. And what's so funny is I'm always telling parents, you guys can come in and do stuff too, you know, because a lot of them are executives or own their own business. Your kid may not think you do anything great, but the other kids might, you know.
Like, nah, we're going to drop them off. We
you know.
We don't do nothing.
You know, yeah, you know.
Yeah, take them.
Because you could, you know, it's funny because you could be Michael Jordan and I'm sure his kid's going, but my coach told me how to do this. And it's like, but I'm Michael Jordan, right? So we get a lot of that. But what's great is, you know, we've got a great parent support group. We try to incorporate, recently we've been doing a lot more town halls. We try to do parent info sessions, and we're averaging about 125 parents that show up to that. So it lets us, and because of their experiences and what they're bringing to it, allows us to look at this different, not only from just the member perspective, but their perspective, and then bringing in these corporate partners. They need to see what their money is doing, right? And the more they see it, the more they typically give. But there's a need, and sometimes it's harder to sell that there's a need for Black men. If I talk about disabled vets or St. Jude, everybody like, yeah, I got it. But everybody doesn't necessarily get why Black men still need help. And it's good when people are able to make that connection, because at the end of the day, you can't build community with just a few people in the community.
Yeah. What is the future look like? What does future programming look like? What does future support, future community look like for just not the 100 Kings, but just the entire 100 Black Men in Middle Tennessee in general?
Yeah.
Growth. I think the easiest term is growth. We are constantly getting calls and questions about how can I join the program? And so like Andre said, we are constantly reevaluating, hey, we brought these people in, did it work? Yeah. Did they really connect with the kids, or was it not so great? So we want students to have a positive experience. So we're gonna constantly evaluate, see what works, keep what works, and then modify as needed.
If it's one thing, Andre, that you want to leave with the people here and that's watching at home, what would it be? You can do two. I give you two things. I give you two things.
Leave with the folks here.
Yeah.
You know, I think the main thing is to meet students where they are, and be open and receptive and listen. You know, we tend to get too wrapped up in everything that's going on, and we get busy and forget that time goes by, and we missed an opportunity to help a young person grow. I think for the young men, it's about understanding that they don't have to do this alone. It's not going about this journey alone is not an ingredient for success. You know, bring somebody in it, because when you bring somebody in it, now it's an adventure, and you both get to experience it together. And the other thing is, don't wait for somebody to find you. Find them. The thing is, and I tell college students all the time, find somebody, grab them, interview them, because adults love talking to students. It's when you graduate college, you become competition. So while you're a student, grab. I will be shocked if anybody ever says no. And I've been doing this for 25 years and tens of thousands of students across the United States and in other countries.
All right. Well,
Step
look,
up.
We're going to say the rest for Q&A. All right, let's give it up for them one more time. And thank you for watching another episode of A Sight to the Community.